First, we're remembering a Lakeland police officer killed in the line of duty. Just minutes ago, funeral services for Officer Crispin ended at Victory Church in Lakeland. Thousands gathered to pay their respects to this fallen officer. He was shot last Sunday night while investigating suspicious activity in a park. Officer Crispin died just a few days later. At his funeral, the Lakeland Police Chief, Lisa Womack, told everyone how important he was to their department.
He brought an enthusiasm and energy that was contagious. He was well respected by his peers and praised by those who worked with him for his passion and his energy. As I talked to those that worked closely with him on Charlie Squad over the last week, it was clear he was a favored member and was quickly becoming a respected shift leader. And as everyone has said, and they all said, that he always had that smile on his face. He was known to be dedicated to problem solving in his zone and helping other officers in the zones that surrounded him. Charlie Squad is going to miss him greatly.
As Ashley mentioned, funeral services for Officer Crispin wrapped up a little more than 30 minutes ago. Friends, family, and fellow officers are now on their way to Oak Hill Cemetery. Our Eric Waxler has been outside Victory Church all morning and has more. Eric.
Good afternoon. Hundreds of people are filing out of the Victory Church here in Lakeland after an emotional ceremony. It lasted about an hour. We can see live pictures from Action Air 1. The hearse that will take Officer Crispin to the Oak Hill Cemetery is out front right now. The procession about to make its way to the cemetery. It will leave on Griffin Road and hit Highway 98 and Bartow Road along the way. Well-wishers, I'm sure, lining up to say their final goodbyes to Officer Crispin. An emotional day here at the church, an emotional time for those who knew him. Following a police escort, a hearse with the body of Officer Arnulfo Crispin made its way to Lakeland's Victory Church. As the sun rose and the American flag blew in the wind, the honor guard brought Officer Crispin's coffin inside. Law enforcement agencies came from all around the state to pay their respects.
He was a real sweetheart.
Kelly Scott was one of those who had a personal connection to the fallen officer. She knew Crispin through one of his sisters.
Always a good guy. Good, loving to his family, especially his sisters and brothers and mother.
But many others who didn't know Crispin at all showed up too. Vietnam veteran Peter Cianciano came with his flag and a plea to stop the violence.
That kid who shot this policeman, his life is finished. That policeman is dead. The family is going to regret it for the rest of their life because he served his country.
Senior chaplain John Ingracia has been part of many funerals, but never one of his own from the Lakeland Police Department.
It's very difficult for every member. We're frustrated, we're in shock, we're angry.
Ingracia is doing what he can to counsel Crispin's fellow officers through this tragedy.
So just being there for them, watching reactions of officers, trying to be a consoling force for them, a comforting force, someone who can try to help them hold it together.
The honor guard lined up at the church entrance again as Crispin's family arrived to say goodbye to the 25-year-old who was shot and killed doing his job to protect and serve.
It's amazing, really amazing that it turned out for him like this. True hero. So he's a good guy. So I think he deserves everything.
Now back live again, looking at Action Air 1, showing you as the procession is leaving the Victory Church here, and dozens of patrol cars leading the way as fellow officers with the Lakeland Police Department lead Officer Crispin to the Oak Hill Cemetery. And I'm holding the program from today's funeral here with me. It says, "In loving memory, Arnulfo Crispin, November 26, 1986 to December 21st, 2011. And at the bottom there, it says, "Serving the people." And that's what Officer Crispin was doing when he was shot and killed. Live in Lakeland, Eric Waxler, ABC Action News.
Good afternoon. We are looking at some rain rolling across the area on Titan Doppler radar, something we haven't